Chris, do me a favor here, man. Reach in there, touch a card for me. Actually, make it a little easier. Touch another one, too. Give me more chances. Okay, let's go for one. Just I'm not feeling very lucky today. Okay, actually, let's do one more. Anyone, doesn't matter. Okay. So out of the whole pack, you've narrowed it down to a total of 4 cards, right? And keep in mind that out of the entire deck, you could have taken any of these cards, but we've narrowed it down to these 4. Now look, I'm going to do this very slowly. A 5. A queen, a 6, and a 4. Now, when I spread out the cards, I'm sure you felt like you could have touched any 4 cards. You really could have any 4 cards. Now notice, often people say, oh, you should do your magic with your sleeves up. But there's a reason why I had my sleeves down. Because I was able to predict not just one of these cards, not 2, not 3, but I predicted all 4 of your choices, even though they were all random. Look. A 5, a queen, a 6, and a 4. Written in Sharpie marker. There's the 5. There's the queen. There's the 6. And there's the 4. I'm finding that as this channel is growing here on YouTube, I get more and more interesting questions asked. And probably one of the most common ones that's really coming up more and more is, how do you create your tricks? How do you do it? And there's no easy answer for it. I mean, they come, you know, I've trained my mind to think about the world in terms of magic, sort of looking for the inherent deceptive qualities in things and what would be dramatic, what do people care about, and what do people carry on them, all that kind of stuff. But there's also a whole bunch of tricks that I come up with that are just kind of spontaneous things, and this is one of them. Several years ago, I was working in some bar gig, and maybe I'd had a drink or two, fair enough. And, you know, you've shown a bunch of tricks and you're sitting around with some friends and this and that kind of, or sort of what, new friends now. And I think the booker of the gig was there. Anyway, so I felt like I was going to do something a little dramatic. So what I did is I grabbed my Sharpie marker. I actually peeked the bottom 4 cards of the pack. I sort of looked at them, put the deck down, grabbed my Sharpie marker, and in full view of them, wrote something on my hand. It was really dramatic. He's writing on his hand with this marker, this, that. And then I covered up and I went into this trick. And then, of course, I had this on my arm for the rest of the night, so I did it a few more times at a few more tables, and it really, really played well. Card tricks, a lot of them powerful ones, come down to forcing a card and then revealing it. So the question is, what's a dramatic reveal? What's a really cool way to reveal? And there's something about the Sharpie written on your flesh. The fact that you've done some tricks and it's been up your sleeve the whole time, and then you reveal it digit by digit kind of thing, really works very well. So all I've done here is I've written 4, 6, queen, 5. Make sure I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt, whatever. Cover it like that, and then the rest of it is just a really cool switch of the 4 cards, which I'm going to teach you right now. This is Vernon's substitute transfer, and I've used this in many different. It's a great way to find the 4 aces. It's a great way to change cards. All this stuff. So I need to have these 4 cards in the bottom of the pack. Okay. In that regard, you could use this as an opening effect, a really shocking, insane opening effect, because, I mean, this is so powerful. But these 4 on the bottom. And when I spread out the cards to have 4 cards touch, I really let them change their mind. If they want, they can touch any 4 cards in the pack, which I love. I mean, it's super cool that way. And notice as I went through, I what's called out-jogged all of them, okay? So I spread them out and touch each. And then to finish, as I say, so you've touched these 4 cards, I spread down to the bottom 4 cards, okay? And using my right fingers to help me too, I get what's called a little break with my pinky, okay? 1, 2, 3, above the 4. And you'll find with practice when you spread them out, again, this is something more advanced, sleight of hand. All this stuff, of course, is on my InsideDeception training site. But for now, here, I get a little break here above the 4 cards so that when I square these in, as rough as it all looks, I actually have my pinky above the bottom 4 cards. Okay, a little break there. Touched, I come over and notice the grip. First finger, pinky, it's called straddle. Kick them to my left side, your right side on the screen, but my left. Come up from above here, and I'm going to make it look like I'm going to pull them out, and I am going to pull them out. But the 4 cards that I've got my break, they're going to go along for the ride under the bottom, okay? I hide them underneath, I pull. And for just a second, I actually have 8 cards in my hand. The 4 they touched and the 4 below for just a second. Then I come back and I can either square up the cards here and immediately add those 4 back on the bottom, okay? Or, I love the flow of this, is you're here, the 4, strip those out along with the 4 below and say, and remember, you could have touched any of these cards. There's something about that turnover and spread that nicely conceals the fact that you've secretly loaded the 4-touch cards back onto the bottom of the pack. You've got those spread out. You're here, okay? Turn these over. Boom, boom, boom. And actually, somewhere along the line, I got my queen and my 6 confused here. There we go. And you can make a joke about, boom, and say, I actually predicted one of the cards. I predicted 2. I actually predicted in, that whole line about up the sleeve here. And then you get this drama of showing one by one all 4 perfect predictions.